So that's where I've always come from with my work. It's trying to just bedazzle people with these bright colours. Simple template. Arid landscape that people talk about when they cross the Blue Mountains and head west, and people who have visited the desert. It's that classic landscape, big blue skies, big sun, and originally in the early days was the flat bottom cloud formations that you always see when you cross the mountain, particularly in the middle of the desert. It seems to be a consistent formation of clouds. So when I set the template, when I began painting, it was in an industrial unit in Western Sydney in South Penrith. All of the other Aboriginal artists around me who were kind of finding themselves were painting dots, and in a very stylised, contemporised manner. I'd already taken myself straight to the desert. I went there in 2000 when everybody was celebrating in Sydney Olympics. I went to the desert and sat there with the last remaining painters, and that was in Papania. And so I was hanging out with Long Jack Phillips Chapeljarry, with Dinny Nolan, I should say Kumanjai for him, Paddy Nelson, and back then William Sandy was on the rise. And lo and behold, to my amazement, when I took Dinny Nolan to buy him a box of groceries from the community store, who was sitting at a table outside the community store, Michael Nelson Jagamara. I took that trip to familiarise myself with why that mob painting, that style. If you don't know what your styles were, invent something. So I invented this stuff. There's metaphors, the vanishing road in the landscape, uncertain future for Aboriginal people, or uncertain past for those people who are finding themselves, discovering their identities. Just that classic desert land, the McDonald ranges are based on, from my stay in Sleeping Woman in Papania, always stay with me. There were originally, in this era, which wound up in about 2011, the flat bottom clouds had morphed into this shape, but always 7 clouds. Roughly that's based on 7 points on the Commonwealth Star, on the Australian flag, which is roughly 5 states and 2 territories, which I think is pretty accurate. Flat bottom cloud formations that you see in the desert is like a false ceiling. And so I saw it as a really poignant metaphor. The false ceiling in the sky, false ceiling is government. So government on this landscape shouldn't exist, and there's a legally set up. And so it floats in and casts its ominous shadow on us, and then 4 years later floats away and the next one comes in. So it's just really pertinent and poignant. And then often they have the colours of the Aussie flag in there, you know. So now we've moved into vapour trails in place of. But what I'm experimenting with in this vapour trails, it's all about getting a dimension in the sky. As you can see, there's a bit of an asterisk happening here. 7 bands in the sky. That's Seven Sisters Dreaming, which is the dominant dreaming on the continent, which comes all the way down, diagonally, all the way down the continent. And by representing it in the jagged lines, it's the fragmentation of states on the continent. So you've taken Aboriginal country, split it up the guts with a line and a cross and whatever, and that's the states that we have to adhere to. That's fragmenting dreaming.